Ta-da! So welcome, and today we are talking about card number 23 from the Wisdom of Natural Hair, which is find your path. And we see that she is looking at the road. It is a crossroad, and we have the fourth directions. And we see that the fourth direction are actually the general cardinal points: west, south, east, and north, rather than any specific location. So this card is really about finding your ground, finding your path. Take time to find your path, and don't release or relinquish your power onto anyone. You are in the driver's seat. You are the one who has capacity of deciding where you want to go, how fast you want to go on that route, how diligently you wanted to do it. You have all the latitude, and just for that fact, you should feel empowered. Of course, there's always a 5% of things that will happen to you, that will happen to us, that we cannot control no matter what we try to do. And that's completely natural, that's normal, that's also part of the exciting notion of being down here or having this experience called life. However, for the 95% of other things, you're always bombarded with different choices to make, choices about your life, choices that are going to decide and have an impact on your future. And this is very important because a lot of time in a lot of those spirituality gurus or masters, etc., they will tell you, just live in the moment. Only the moment matters. Only the now, the present matters, which is true if you are where you want to be, if you are heading towards what you want. If that is not the case, don't just live in the present, because your past decision led you to where you are in the present. And if you don't like it, if you don't like your current situation, if you don't like where you're heading towards, this is a time to make different, better decisions so that you can change your future. Because in 1 year from now, the decision that you make today will impact you in 1 year from now. You may end up staying at the same place in the same daunting situation because you just enjoying the moment, just living the now and not thinking about how you need to prepare for the future. That is very important. And when you have so many different choices, you have to understand that the choices are integrated in our path, are integrated in our life. The choices that we made in the past have led us where we are right now in the present. Okay, that's why it's really important to look back, to understand the lessons, to use the lesson, not to keep repeating the same mistakes and not to go around in the same circle, in the same place. Okay, now when you're doing in the present, the decision that you're making right now in the present, you have to have some type of foresight in terms of what are the impact in the future. This is where, all of that good stuff intersect. This is where, you have to think about the good or the bad karma that you may be creating for yourself or for other people around you. You have to think about the potential consequences, good or bad, of the action and decisions that you're taking now. And of course, I think you have to have a little faith. You have to have a little faith in yourself. You have to follow your own intuition. Let her or him guide you to where you need to be. Let her or him guide you and let you know exactly where you need to go. And trust that wherever it's going to lead you is going to be the exact place where you need to be. And then lastly, always remember that you always have the choice and the capacity to change your mind, to change where you're going, to refuse your current state of things, and to make proper changes in order to get out of there, in order to move and get out of that, in order to raise your vibration, in order to change the course of things. That is completely within your own power. You have the power to decide what kind of perception. When anything or everything is happening to you in the midst of the moment, everything may be going so fast, maybe so intense that your feelings are all riled up, your mind get cloudy. Just need to calm down, step away for a minute, and always remember that this is all about choices that you will make and the impact that they will have. Even sometimes the smallest choices may have a tremendous impact on what happened further. So it's very important that all of the decisions that you're making are somewhat ingrained and build up towards what you want for yourself or for the people around you. And you have to think about that. You have to think about the consequences of your actions. You have to anticipate some of them. And some of those anticipation are very easy to do. Okay, so this is not a thing where you need any type of divination tool. Sometimes it's just a matter of anticipating how well this action will impact such and such. how this decision is going to serve my ultimate goal of being financially free, or my ultimate goal of accessing or creating a business, of being taking care of other people, or my ultimate goal of showing this person that I love them. All of these different things are actions and decisions that you take that are going to have an impact on the rest of your life, and even sometimes an impact on other people. Sometimes the decision that you make doesn't even impact you so much, as much more than they impact the people around you. So that's why it's really important to take that in consideration. Now, in terms of hair, because it is the wisdom of natural hair, here, finding your path is also about your style. Find your style. And for those of you who just transition, or for those of you thinking about transitioning or not quite sure, those of you who are already natural but don't quite know what to do with their hair and still wear wigs and weaves and are not quite certain yet, well, find your style. Take however long you need to do it. Okay, finding your style, sometimes you will see that as your hair growing gets longer, you may find awkward phases, you may have to change your routine, your caring routine for your hair, how you maintain it, but also your styling routine. And that comes with practice. That comes with doing it. If you need to, sometimes, if you need to wear a wig during the week and spend the time during the weekend trying on different styles, trying on applying your routine and looking for things that are going to work for you, things that you're going to look at yourself and say, oh, this looks good, because that's what it's really about. Finding your style is not about the style that are going to impress other people. It's not about the complicated, super high do and things that you can do to impress people. It's about the time that you spend with yourself and that you look at yourself and you're content. You're content, and sometimes you are even in ecstasy when you find something that works really well, when you find something that you really, really like. And for a lot of people who just transition or who are getting in the groove of transitioning, it may be hard at the beginning, especially if you went through a big shop and it's the first time for you having hair that's short. You may need some time to adapt, just to look at yourself and get familiar, get used to yourself like that. It may also take another time of transition adaptation when your hair starts growing. There are different phases where you have to change the way you care for your hair. You have to change sometimes even the product that you're using if you're using a store-bought product. Or you even have to change the style. As your hair grows, there are styles that you may no longer be able to do. There are styles that you may now be able to do as well. So it's also, the close of one chapter, the opening on another, where you are called to try new things. So looking at different paths and looking at different styles and finding your own has to be a journey that you see and look at with optimism, with eagerness to discover yourself, to rediscover how you even perceive yourself as you look at yourself with all of the different hairstyles, and that you find the one that matches best your face, that you think matches best your face. So I stress this thing because it is not about what your friend thinks. It is not about what your boyfriend, your husband, your significant other think. It's really about how you perceive your own self, how you accept yourself, and what hairstyle you choose. So look at the thing, look at it, choose the style that you really like, and look at it, when you're at home alone. Is that the style that you really like? Because sometimes there could be a major difference about other people liking you in a style that you don't even like yourself. And I think a lot of people went through this when they decided to stop relaxing their hair, because they said, a lot of people will tell you when you straighten your hair looks so much better, your hair looks so much nicer. Well, you look at yourself and you don't really like it. And I cannot tell you the number of times where I blow out my hair and people will say, oh, this is good. I will have a flood of compliment because my hair is straight and blown out. And because it's like, oh, it's so long, all those different things. But that is not my preference. And I stated in different videos that my hair is not naturally straight. And I like when it even reverts on its own. It reverts by itself. So I don't even use gels and things of that nature. At least not on a frequent basis. So it is just for you to take heed of this card that is telling you to find your path. Find your path, whether it is in terms of who you are, of the things that you want to explore in terms of your spirituality, your religion, the art that you want, the purpose in your life. Find it. And the place that you will find it is not somewhere out there on the road. It's right here within yourself. that is where all of that reflection, that is where all of that process has to take place. It has to take place within you, between you, yourself, without the interference of other people, without the interference of the demand and expectation of others. This is really a communication, an exchange that you must have with yourself in order to determine what is the best path for you. That path does not need to suit other people. Other people do not need to understand what is your path and why you chose it and why you're doing what you're doing. Only you need to know that this is the path you need to go right now, or this is the path you need to take, and that should be sufficient. So I hope this was helpful. Of course, if you do want your copy of the deck, the Wisdom of Natural Hair, all the information will be in the description box. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.